I think there's some part of all this where it's just like you just want your taste to be validated. You want someone to be like, yeah, that is good shit. You're right. Flan. I've been sleeping on flan. I need to get more flan in my life or something.
Pucho would disagree. I do want to, moving on, I do want to throw out there, though, I have to give shout-outs to those who loves to give themselves shout-outs. And what I mean by this is that people love to say that I put you on to something. Like that's a thing for people. People want to feel this like this ownership of letting you know that I did it. I'm the one that gave you this great musical influence and shit.
Not only that, but they're like, oh, you just started listening to that? I listened to that so long ago. I started listening to that a long time ago.
We got an example of it on this pod today where Tony put B on the Nas album. He's like, yo, I hit up B. I had to tell him, go listen to that shit. Like,
I did.
He wanted to be the guy who told such and such to go, and it's a prime example. But
that's not, I mean, good way to shoot me because I ain't fucking, that's not what I did. But I did put all of y'all on J. Cole. This is the thing that I did. Lena says that she did it, but it wasn't her because I put her on it. So if I put her on it, that means I put all three of y'all on it. Well, not Mateo, but Felix, you, and Pucho.
I remember the day Lena stepped into the house and said, you have to listen to this. Yo, listen to this real quick. She put me onto J. Cole. So I don't know. I can't verify whether you were the true originator of the J. Cole. And that was like when J. Cole did his like first music video.
Yeah, it was
like that was the album. It was like the album before that.
Nah.
It was the album with the basketball where he's holding the basketball.
I think it was his first album is when I put her and then she put y'all on.
Nah, for me, no one really put me on J. Cole because no one told me to listen to this guy. But I think I was actually sitting in Tony's car one day and I heard the tracks and I was like, who's this? Oh, J. Cole. And then I went and listened to him. So Tony could actually say that if he wants to claim credit that he put me on J. Cole. But it wasn't like a verbal thing. It was more like I was just hearing music and I was like, oh, this is cool.
But no, a lot of people like
the warm up. That was his second official mixtape, The Warm Up.
Yeah, then it was the come up and shit. Then the blow
also,
up.
Yeah, Tony didn't fuck with J. Cole until the Far Sale shit.
Honorable mention.
Just making up facts.
Yeah.
Felix also put me onto J. Cole as well. He was also around the same time.
Two people telling you.
That's
well,
my
I'm just
point.
saying around that time, I'm pretty sure I remember Felix also listening to J. Cole as well.
Felix got put on by Lena, who got put on by me. Just what happens, though.
So we're too busy talking about J. Cole, but the topic really is, why does Tony feel this pride about this?
I'll tell you why. I think some people, I don't. I'm joking. My sister actually put us all on J. Cole. And Pucho, I listened to it on my car. But seriously, people love, I think the reason why is because people love to be like the first. They want to be the first to say, oh, I did that. I got all y'all niggas listening to this vibe. Like, I put y'all on. Like, it's just like an ownership. Like, they just want their flowers, pretty much.
So they want to be musical colonists. Like, they're colonizing like an artist. They're just like, yo, J. Cole, I own that shit in your head, okay? Like, I brought that shit here.
Yeah, that's all it is, really. Like, Doughboys put me on Wiz Khalifa.
And Felix put me onto Wiz Khalifa.
Felix put me on to, what's that dick? Currency. Like,
Currency's still making good music.
Yeah.
Felix listens to a lot of music.
Yes, he does.
Felix introduced me to French Montana way before French Montana became famous, and he was just a really young kid rapping. So, yeah.
I think it's funny though because it's like even Pucho's done it. He's said, "I put you on that," or "I put you on this," and it's mostly when it comes to like it could be anything too. When you say you put somebody on food, you put somebody on a sneaker game, you put somebody on a clothing thing, video games, like it's a whole. This shit doesn't have any lines. This shit can bleed into anything. You know what I mean? And I think it's weird. I don't know who started it. I think it might have been KRS-One who probably started that shit. I feel like KRS-One is the one who said, "I put y'all niggas on." I feel like he started this shit. I don't know how.
I mean,
or when.
yo, the Bronx did invent hip hop, so I think they just take a lot of pride in what's this face? This is a
KRS
fact.
I don't. The
KRS
Bronx
has been
started
taking
hip hop.
Yes,
Bro, are you for real?
Hip hop history, dude.
Someone put them niggas on and they secretly just blew it up. That's what.
there's
really,
not putting anyone on. They're the DJs that literally created the music. Like
already
Grandmaster
did.
Flash, you got Cool Herc, you got fucking all these dudes. They're from the Bronx, bro. Like that's where that shit came from. But Africa Bambaataa, is he from the Bronx?
Yeah.
Like all them dudes, all these DJs, they invented hip hop in the Bronx. I think they just take a lot of pride in putting the world on hip hop. Like you listen to a Weeknd album today, he's a hip hop artist. Where I don't agree he's a hip hop, but he has lines and roots into hip hop. KRS gets to claim, yo, we fucking invented the Weeknd. All right, we put this motherfucker on hip hop. All right, like all this shit y'all like that comes from, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Honestly, it's a thing that I've only really seen in ghetto people.
damn.
Like, no,
Yes.
that's a fact. All of us
I was
growing up in the
about-
hood, I feel like we grow up so deprived of affection, and we don't get no fucking props for nothing. We out here fighting for props. Like, we want someone to acknowledge that we've done something good. Like, I introduced the world to such and such. I did this. I did that. Like, I think we're fighting so much for our little nuggets, little crumbs of just respect or adoration that I think we just need to take our dubs. Like, we're like, nah, I introduced you. Like, I put all of y'all on Game of Thrones. Maybe not Mateo, right? Like, I need that props, like, to get through my day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He needs that respect. He gets no respect, just like Rodney Dangerfield.
I'd like to think that I introduced everyone in this crew.
Nah.
I mean that's true.
Oh, maybe
Not at
Mateo with Mateo. Not with me and Pooch. Me and Jam.
I am the sole
Or dare,
reason
should
that
I
this
say.
podcast exists.
you could say you put this podcast on. Nah, like, me and Tony became closer friends hanging out with Doe, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But I had already known Tony, so you can't say that you put me on Tony.
And
okay?
I've
I was already on top of Tony. All right, no one's stopping that.
Some would say that I started. Some would say. I'm just saying. I think I put all
I
y'all on.
invented, some would say. What are you talking
no, you
about?
didn't, nigga. I invented. Some would say, and it was always an attack on Doe or some type of misinformation that I always give out.
I think there's some part of all this where it's just like you just want your taste to be validated. You want someone to be like, yeah, that is good shit. You're right. Flan. I've been sleeping on flan. I need to get more flan in my life or something.
Pucho would disagree. Also, I mean, I would say though, Pucho put us on Jameson. He put me on
Yes.
Jameson.
My uncle put me on Jameson.
Look at that. See?
Did
Shout out
Did y'all know
to
did y'all know that y'all are drinking the Catholic Irish whiskey?
No, I didn't know that.
Apparently the Protestant one is I think it's Tully.
Really?
Damn.
I love both of them.
Yeah.
You like
My
my
two
famous
favorite
grouse.
whiskeys.
I fuck with Catholics, all right? I grew up Catholic. I'm cool with the people, okay? A lot of my family, they're Catholic. I don't go...
I would also say that there is another group that really loves that I put you on ownership as much as ghetto people. And it's like people that listen to indie music, like all the indie heads.
Yeah.
They're all about that shit.
Damn.
But there's like
for
a
sure.
flip side there because like you also want the band also to be kind of like they can't be too mainstream. So you got to put people on them, but not too much because you don't want them to get too famous and then they're no longer an indie band.
Is that
I
like,
think that shit comes a lot from like that punk shit where it's like you need to still be still be sleeping under your vans like while you're touring and all that shit. Like once you got a tour bus, like all you sold out. Like and maybe it's because like punk rock, hip hop have similar roots in that like it comes from the gutter of like of these cultures of
We've
people
talked
that
about it before, yeah.
right? And these people are not acknowledged like as good people from wider society. Like, so yeah, maybe it just comes from a place of saying like I deserve respect and shit like that. I don't know, but it's just something really weird. Like you could get into a crazy argument where people are no longer friends just for saying that I introduced something to you. Like that could result in like a ridiculous fight. Like, and it sounds so bizarre that people feel that way. But
I do want to say I Googled it, and West Bronx was the birth of hip hop. I don't know if that's a difference.
The Bronx.
It just says West Bronx. That's what it says.
There's a West Bronx. There's East Bronx. It's still
Well, it came
the Bronx.
from the West. I think people who live in the West side of Bronx wanted to be known that the West side of Bronx is what,
no, I mean that's totally plausible. Like KRS is from the South Bronx. Like he can't rep West Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
And he got a track called South Bronx.
And
Yo, KRS-One has been getting a lot of heat recently. Apparently, he made a song about being in love with a 13-year-old girl and then made a video about it. Like, the shit is really weird.
Oh, no.
When was this?
He's been getting a lot of heat recently. I saw his name trending on
Yeah,
Twitter.
but like when did he make the song? Was what I'm saying.
Back in like the beginning
The
of hip hop,
80s?
like the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't now.
Yeah, no, but it's like still creepy that people even allowed this back in the day.
Definitely creepy. I'd say two things. One, a lot of these hip hop artists were young guys. I don't know how old KRS-One was, so I couldn't really speak to that. But also, it's a different time. Things were more acceptable back then. Like everybody knew that the fucking R. Kelly was talking to young chicks in the 90s, and nobody batted an eye about it. Everybody was just like, oh, that's R. Kelly.
Fucking weird. It's wild shit, man.
I think some behaviors were just more acceptable.
He was 16 years old when he started rapping.
Right. So it's hard to, again, I don't know when he made the song.
I mean, he talks about it being wrong in the song. Like, he knows this is something he should not be doing, but he's doing it anyways.
I watched that movie on Netflix, Cuties. There's been a lot of discussion about this in some Twitch channels and stuff. Not a bad movie. The whole world's out here calling this shit like a child porn movie. It's not child porn. It's just not. It's a pretty good movie.
Huh.
Yeah,
I remember the
It was on
controversy.
Netflix with those little girls twerking and shit.
Yeah, I heard about it. Everybody was up in arms when it came out, and oh my god, it's pedophilia and this and that.
I feel two things about it. One, I think it's racist. I think twerking is black culture, and people just don't like black people. So they just want to say that the things that black people do is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's a different look on it.
That's for sure. I feel like that's a big chunk of it.
You know what? I think he's actually right.
Another thing, though, is people sexualize little kids a lot in a lot of different ways, and we don't realize it. Like, when you ever heard someone go, oh man, that kid's gonna break hearts? Like, what are you really saying when you say that about like a little 9-year-old boy? Right? You're saying this kid fucks. Right? And not only that, you're saying this kid looks so good right now, he's gonna grow up to be a really good looking guy. So you're inherently saying that you find this 9-year-old kid attractive on some level. Not that like you want to engage with this kid or something crazy like that, but that is what you're saying, is that you think this kid is good looking.
Damn, I say that to my son all the time. Like, this kid's a heartbreaker.
Yeah,
I don't sexually try to... What?
Wow.
The fuck? That was a flip with a twitch?
Take a joke, bitch.
Nah, I'm fucking around. But
Just
nah,
dance, bitch.
Just dance.
fucking dance.
They did gunshots for that.
No,
Pow.
I find that interesting. Yeah, like you ever see little kids get the wrong idea when adults say certain things to kids? You see, it's a regular plot line in movies where like some little kid might be in love with an adult, right? And an adult might say like, "Oh, you're so cute" or something, and they take that to the head like.
Oh
so it's
yeah, I
like,
got a chance type shit.
I don't know. I feel
I
like
still do that as a man with women.
They just talked about something on that Harry Potter documentary. Apparently, Daniel Radcliffe wrote Helena Bonham Carter a letter, and he's like, I just wish that we were the same age so I could be in like a shot.
in like a shot. What does that mean?
That's what he said.
That's some British shit.
That's some English shit for sure. I don't know what the fuck that means. But what I was trying to get at though is we sexualize kids in a lot of ways and we don't realize we're doing it. And I feel like part of what that movie was intending to do was to throw that back at us adults, like kids being sexual in some way. Really, they're just dancing. But they're dancing in a provocative way that makes you uncomfortable.
Yes.
I don't know. It's interesting. It speaks to like I think the way that we're treating kids, but we don't want kids to be this way. There's a contradiction there.
Just the hypocrisy of the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't know why I brought that up, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know either.
There's some oh yeah, KRS, 13-year-old girl. It just popped in my head. I had watched all these little 12, 13-year-old girls twerking, and everybody was up in arms about it. The whole fucking internet was like, "Oh, it's child porn." Oh, it was so bad. But
I remember Twitter was very upset about it.
I also find that weird too that even with these teachers, some of these teachers nowadays that are just thick, and the parents are all like there was a black teacher. I forgot what school, where state it was in, but the mothers and shit, the parents are up a roar like, "Oh, she's dressing too sexual for elementary school." Like, nah, she's really curvy and she's wearing jean pants, so you can obviously see how curvy she is, and she looks good. She's not an old miserable fucking teacher. She's young, 26 or whatever, and the parents were up in arms. And I want to say it was probably the mothers. I think the fathers were just all just relaxed, but definitely they were just complaining that she dresses too sexual, it's inappropriate for kids, teachings, this and that, and it kind of goes with how people view, I guess, people who maybe of color or, naturally gifted with body curves and shit. Probably. I don't know.
I think once again, that is something aimed towards Black and Latino people when they start to talk about the curves, because there's been sexy teachers since forever. There's no such thing as there's just beautiful women and then women are not as beautiful. There's just, what you find attractive, right? But I think you're treading a dangerous line when you're talking about what a person should wear. I just think you got to be very aware that just like there's a lot of predators, male predators, there are female predators. And, just as much as you hear, I think personally, I've heard more women's sex stories. I guess maybe it gets more publicity and on the news than men, even though, and these two separate occasions are, one is celebrated and one is not celebrated. So it's I think you especially you have to, there is such thing as dressing professional to your profession. A scientist is not going to go into a lab with the open-chested shirt and stuff like that. And, there's just the appropriate attire. And I can't really go further into what that is because I guess every profession should have a different attire. I don't think you should really be policing women's bodies and how they display themselves, but I think there is such a thing as appropriate professional wear.
But it does remind me, though, what Tony's saying, it does feel a little racist at times.
It does.
Because there's a newscaster, I want to say. Y'all know who Tommy Lauren is, right? The fucking stupid right-wing conservative chick. Mm-hmm. She had on a dress, right? a different that everybody was like, oh, the dress looks classy, que si okay, like it looked fine. This black woman wore the exact same dress, right? And she was like she was doing some kind of newscasting. Everybody was calling her a whore. She's dressing like a prostitute and all this stuff because her body's a little different. So if you're flat chested and you got no ass and all of that, then you could pass with certain types of clothes. If you got a fat ass or big, like you got curves on you, you're now a whore for wearing this stuff. And it just, because it fits a little bit, it's a little too much fit to your body or whatever. And it's just like, it's crazy when you compare these two. You're like, oh, you could see immediately it's the exact same dress. It looks different, right? And it just goes to show that we're looking at certain body types and we're just sexualizing someone's body off a rip and saying, you got a sexual body, you got to hide that now. Like, or else you're being a whore. Like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I think it comes from jealousy too, because maybe they don't got a fat ass, thick thighs, big breasts.
No, I think it's racially charged.
No, yeah, it is. I'm just saying this could be jealousy too involved. Like, damn.
I think Tony's speaking to something. It feels like women easily hate everything, and men are a bit more accept. Like, for example, to what Tony I think Doey said it a second ago. When you look at like male pedophilia, everybody hates this. Like, nobody wants any men preying on children, right? Or I should say male predators, right? But then when you look at females or women hate this shit, right? But men are always, oh yeah, I wish my teacher and blah blah blah. Like we cool, like, you know, apparently we're cool with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I think they're both fucked up. But,
I mean, I've seen. Even at school, they'd be like, damn, man, I wish my homeboy would have told me something was up, man. You know what I mean? I'd be like, yo, this child's being manipulated and abused, but we don't look at these things in the same light. It's weird.
Right. Yeah, shout out. First off, I just want to throw it out there. Miss Zenick back in Lake Worth Middle culinary or home ec class, she put me on to hot teachers. I'm just going to throw that out there.
The teacher put you on to hot teachers?
Yeah, that's so weird. Naming your teacher here?
I think,
this is weird.
I'm telling you, like, if people didn't complain about her, but they want to complain about a different race of a woman who wearing, bro, this white woman was curvy as hell. Curvy as hell. I don't think anyone batted an eye, right? Just like now, like the Spanish newscasters, it's all on YouTube. It's all on IG. All these Spanish women that do news and they walking from section to section in that room, that's all over the web. Niggas is sexualizing the shit out of her. Just saying,
yeah, some of them,
the Spanish news stations do that shit on purpose too.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
The Mexican Weather Channel is one of the great fucking TV channels you put on. Shit's like the women on there are clearly going for, let's dress sexy to get men to watch the Weather Channel. Like, that's clearly what they're going for.
Yeah, maybe.
I agree with what you're saying.
There's a lot of machismo in Spanish culture still to this day. It's like really.
Because the Mexican Weather Channel is one of the great TV channels.
It's the best channel. Like, all of the United States got a bunch of men doing a report weather. Like, they will get more views.
You saw the weather the other day? Yo, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Like, it's like,
they can right now.
What you was looking at? Don't play yourself. Like,
in this moment right now, we're putting on all U.S. newscasters onto women reporters being the weather. You know what I mean? Like, this is gonna change.
Y'all ever watch Bukake newscasters?
All right.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
It's very rainy. A little cloudy.
But no, yeah, putting people on the first things, man. Like, we went on a huge tangent, but
it's better.
Yeah. I think I don't see nothing wrong with people saying it. Some people like to argue it though. There's a dark side to saying I put you on to something. It like, depending on what time and the setting, and if there's alcohol or drugs involved, that shit can go left real fucking quick.
You remember when I put you onto that? You remember when we was doing booger sugar all night?
Well, I wasn't saying drugs. I was just saying mainly, like, if we're having a conversation and the conversation's kind of like not hot, but it's warm, and you be like, yo, nigga, shut up, nigga. I'll put you onto that shit. Right there off rip, the shut up, let me clarify that I put you onto something. Your response is automatic, a defense, and then an attack. Like if I told Pucho, nigga, shut up, nigga, I put you on a fucking Super Nintendo, nigga. Nigga, if he was drunk, Pucho would come at me a different type of way than being sober. So it's just like, you know, you got to be careful when you drop these liners, these one-liners, because if I you know what, I'm gonna do a science experience one day when we're all chilling again and Brian's there. I'm gonna hit Brian with the nigga, I put you onto that nigga, and I'm gonna see his reaction. And at one time, I will come back here on the thing and tell you guys how it went, but I'm gonna see how it goes.
My brother's such a good dude that if you try to like disrespect him like that, like shut up, blah blah blah, he'll stay quiet. He'll be like.
That's
He'll just like he's not getting into a fight with people. Like, yeah, like he's like, this is some bullshit.
That's Brian's face for sure, though. That nigga will be like,
but
Tato?
Someone like E though, he'll be pissed.
He'll be like, yo, my nigga, first off, my nigga, don't tell me to shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. And then
me too. I'll be the same way. I'll fight over that shit.
It's funny, bro. Everybody's, I don't know. I love this circle of people I fuck with every day, man. Because everybody has their own personalities. Everybody is, in a way, we all grow up with each other. So it's just like we start changing to almost form, like to form fit with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's it, man. We went through all these classic. I love saying classic.
New classics.
People love saying timeless.
Timeless.
I hate people who say timeless.
Iconic, timeless.
Was it Jesus who said that the Weeknd is a classic or
He's
timeless
a timeless
artist? I think it's a bugging.
What did
He's
you say,
good.
Pucho?
I was like, imagine you fucking went back in time and you sat in front of like fucking was like Wolfgang Amadeus. You're like, yo, check out this fucking Weeknd shit right here, and you fucking put the Weeknd for him. Like what would be? First off, he might be amazed at the sounds. Like, whoa, what instruments? You know what I mean? There might be some amazement to this, but it's people love to call shit timeless. I don't think anything is timeless. All right, like I think it's should be too different for certain eras.
I don't know about that,
bro. When
would definitely say those fucking bachata songs, those artists and shits is timeless. You would definitely say that.
It's timeless to a group of people, but like when like fucking Elvis Presley came out, people were calling that devil music, okay? Damn. So like if you went back just a few years, he might have got burned at the stake, okay? Like so it's like I don't know if you could say it's timeless. Like there'll be a whole group of people that don't want nothing to do with that bullshit. Like, so I don't know.
So the Beatles is timeless.
Nah, they'll probably be devil music too. Like if you just go back a little bit, like you could say it's timeless in the sense that like from when they were accepted to now, it's good. But who knows? In the future, we might look at the Beatles music as like too poppy or something, you know? Even though they're literally the greatest band ever. But
you don't think if you took song back to Beethoven, you play it and it said it's Britney, bitch, he wouldn't love it?
I was thinking go play Wet Ass Pussy for Beethoven.
Damn, that wop. Damn.
He might vibe with that shit though.
He'll be down.
But if you stuck with us this far into the show,
y'all heard Beethoven was really black?
About to hit this nigga with a train.
You talking about Beethoven?
Zaytoven?
Nah, you being serious? That Beethoven was actually...
They say that Beethoven was black.
I never heard that.
Well, if you have listened through all of it and got to this point of the music or to the video and audio, we appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that follow and like button, share with your friends. We're on all platforms. Video, YouTube, IG, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music. We're on almost everything platform-wise.
Let's hit 250 on YouTube before my birthday. You got 3 months.
Facts. Let's hit that 250. We need that. We need that.
Apparently Beethoven was like my skin complexion. So he wasn't no white man.
He was a Latino?
a mulatto.
Damn.
It's like a light skinned dude with dark skin.
You're not supposed to say that word
That makes
anymore.
sense.
Oh, is that not? Oh, wow.
Is that an offensive term?
I think it's offensive for some people. I think it's one of those like.
Okay. Because like in the Spanish world, and when I say Spanish, I'm talking Spanish speaking countries, there's a lot of words to describe the various mixes of races. So I don't know. It's a word that I've heard plenty of times. I didn't think it was offensive. But.
I'm not sure if it's offensive. I don't know, man. I've heard that it's an outdated term.
Okay.
Yeah, like calling anyone Asian Oriental. That shit was super weird, right?
Me
I don't
ever,
even know what that means.
me and ever had this one guy we worked with. Man would call Chinese people China man. China.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no,
I
that's
was
Did
like,
he fight in the Korean
All right,
War?
we're-
Like, what the
we're
fuck's wrong with
just
this guy?
trying to get demonetized at the end of this video. I might have to cut this shit out.
Get us out of here,
That's
Tony.
But thank you again. And like always, people, go one up yourself. Peace.
Peace.